Yo, 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 what's going on, good people? This is your homie Herbman coming back at you with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, I know I've been going for a while, man, but we're back in business. We continue to grow. We appreciate all of you guys' support as normal, as usual, especially for those who have been with us since the onslaught, man. We continue to give out free herbal education, and this is the number one station for that. If you guys are new to the community, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there, and hit that notification bell so that you never ever miss a daily episode or another episode of any of the critical information Herb Man be dropping here on the station. All right. So today what we want to talk about, man, is some of the anti-inflammatory herbs that you can use, especially for your body systems. Now, we all should know our body systems. If we don't know, maybe I'll do a video on it. If you guys need information on your body system, please go ahead and let me know by commenting in the text box and saying, hey, yo, go ahead and remind us about what the body systems are. You know, things like your circulatory system, things like your integumentary system, your reproductive system, your respiratory system. You probably heard of these back in school, but if we need to be reminded of them, then hey, man, I can definitely make a video for that. But with that being said, I kind of want to go through some of the herbs that we can use for inflammation in our body. Now, we all know that any type of itis, right? ITIS, any type of itis that the doctors may say you're suffering from is basically inflammation, whether it's sinusitis, whether it's sinusitis, or whether it's colitis, or whether it's diverticulitis, or all of these things are just inflammation in these particular areas. And there are herbs that the good old Father Nature and Mother Nature provided for us to be able to rectify these situations in our bodies. Okay. Now, some of the herbs here, I'm kind of read down my list. There's some of the herbs here for anti-inflammatory things like the skin, right? So the skin is your biggest organ on your body, and is also called the integumentary system. Okay, so when you're dealing with anything with the skin, the first thing you want to know about is that it's probably going to be issues dealing with the liver. So you want to detox the liver if at all possible. Okay, and that goes for all kind of skin diseases, whether it be eczema or whether it be psoriasis or all these types of things. Is going to probably have some stuff to do with the liver. So what you want to do is cleanse the liver as best as possible, and that should be your first go-to thing. Now, there are other herbs that you can use for the skin, like arnica and calendula, chickweed, for example. You got plantain and St. John's wort. Now, all of those are your most popular herbs to use. I'm not going to go into how you use them and how you put it all together. That'll be another video. If you guys really want some consultation on how to use the herbs and how to decoct the herbs, then hey, go ahead and hit me up on my email at leafofitessentials.com. You can also call us at 678-670-6833, and we'll give you the consultation that you need. There will probably be a fee, about $30 if you are really, really concerned about an issue. We'll go deep, deep down to give you the information you need to bring about the healing that you desire. All right. But for the most of you guys, you just email me at leafofitessentials.com. We have a lot of these herbs, or a few of these herbs we're going to have on our website, www.leafofitessentials.com. All right. So again, for the skin, you're looking at arnica, calendula, chickweed, plantain, and St. John's wort. That's just to name a few, but most of those herbs right there in itself can handle most of your skin situations, okay? Again, coupled with that liver detox. Now, you have circulatory issues. That's inflammation in the vessels, right? A lot of us are, suffering from cardiovascular diseases and atherosclerosis, all right? So IS, again, is just inflammation in your arteries. And remember that the arteries take the blood away from the heart, and veins take the blood to the heart, okay? Arteries for away, veins for coming to the heart, okay? So those are little tidbits you want to understand. So if you have a clogging in the artery, you're basically blocking the passage of the blood going away from the heart, and then it'll be too much buildup into the heart. If you have a blockage in the veins, then you don't have enough blood coming to your heart, which means probably you'll have a weak a weak heart, um, uh, um, vibration or palpitations in the heart or all those types of things. So you want to know the difference in that. But if you are having any kind of blockages, any kind of inflammation, of course, you know about hawthorn berry. There's also horse chestnut, linden leaf, and yarrow. And all four of those herbs are pretty good. They all reduce inflammation in the blood vessels. If you have any other conditions, you're definitely dealing with your heart and the circulatory system. Want to consult a physician before doing anything of that nature, just to make sure that you don't have any other situations that will cause the inflammation to get even worse. Okay. So when you're dealing with the circulatory system, that's very, very critical. You definitely want to email us at leafavitaessentials@gmail.com, or you definitely want to get in contact with us at 678-670-6833. All right, now, if you got digestive inflammation, now inflammation in your digestive system is normally like ulcers, colitis, um, hemorrhoids, and all those types of things basically derive from inflammation in the digestive system. And you know, when we talk about hemorrhoids or what they call piles in the scientific community, I always like to, and this is not on this list, but I always like to definitely put out there that witch hazel for topical use. You want to do that for hemorrhoids, okay? Witch hazel is very, very good for hemorrhoids. If you want to use it for topical use, it basically decreases all the hemorrhoids in size, and it constricts them and get rid of them as good as you can possibly imagine. All right. Now, some of the herbs that you can use outside of that are chamomile, golden seal, licorice, marigold, peppermint, and wild yam. Now, we all know that peppermint is very, very good for the digestive system, as well as a lot of other things like dill, fennel. All these particular things will be very good for the digestive system and getting your digestive system back on track. Now, when we're talking about licorice and demulsifiers like marshmallow and all those types of those things will pretty much increase the mucilage. All right, so it will coat the stomach a lot better. And a lot of us are dealing with leaky gut and we don't know it. And what leaky gut is that when we eat our food, a lot of the acidity that our stomach promotes to break down the food will leak into poke little holes in our small intestines. Okay, and then that will, in reference, put the all of those, acid and all that stuff in our blood system, in our bloodstream. And that will cause us to have a lot of inflammation because, again, acid is going to burn you up and inflammation is burning. Okay. So that is what's going on with a lot of our situations, and we don't know it, but leaky gut is going to be one of the main reasons for a lot of situations. Even when you're talking about skin diseases, leaky gut is a very critical aspect of eczema. All right, when we're giving this to our kids at a very young age, we're feeding them very, very hard foods, very acidic foods, trying to get them off the baby food. And once you do that, their stomachs are not ready yet, their intestines are not ready yet. And what happens is it'll eat through their small intestines and begin to start showing through their skin. All right. And trust me, I know a lot about this particular stuff because my biggest thing has been my skin. I break out very easy, very prone to, all kinds of things on the skin because I have very sensitive skin. So I always have to make sure that I'm detoxing my liver. I always got to make sure that I'm digesting the food properly. And I always make sure that I'm keeping up on any type of symptoms of leaky gut or anything like that. And leaky gut also, too, is linked to adrenal fatigue. Right, because you know all of that stuff been in your system, and you start just burning your cortisol. You start running on cortisol, all right. And when you're running on cortisol all the time, then you're gonna have a big crash, and that's what's happening as far as your energy. All right, so it has a lot to do with the digestive system, which is why most of our most credible physicians have always said that it starts in the gut. Okay, so remember that licorice, marigold, peppermint, wild yam, and for demulsifiers, you can use things like marshmallow, and those things will they have a high content of mucilage in them, and that will reduce inflammation and also to provide a coating in the small intestines. All right. Now, if you're talking about inflammation in your urinary tract, right, or your urinary is going to always be something for the kidneys. All right, because the kidneys is the thing that allows us to urinate. All right, so when you're talking about any urination inflammation, then you're going to be needing to detox kidneys. Okay, you're going to have to detox your kidneys, and one of the best herbs out there I know about to detox your kidneys is going to be things like juniper berries. Okay, juniper berries is going to be very good. You also have corn silk. Okay, and you got goldenrod, and these corn silk and goldenrod fights the infection in the kidneys and the bladder. Okay, so if you're having any type of urinary tract infections, if you're having any type of kidney infections and things of that nature, those are going to be very good. If you're dealing with kidney stones and stuff like that, then you want to look at uh, uh, herbs like Chianca-Pedra. All right, Chianca-Pedra is very good for kidney stones. It's actually called the stone breaker. So look for a herb for kidney stones, Chianca-Pedra. For detoxing, look for juniper berries. For infections, you're going to be looking for corn silk and goldenrod, just to name a few. Please do your research on all of the other ones if you need, but these things will soothe the tissue and it will help things pass through and go ahead and get it out. And also, too, I want you guys to understand that urination is the fastest way to get out the most toxins. Now, we can sweat, we can, go do the number two, but when we urinate, that gets out more toxins than any other way in our body. Now, all the other ways are very, very important to us. But remember, if you're having problems urinating, you're going to have problems detoxifying your body. Okay, so we want to promote urination, we want to drink lots of water, and we want to continue to flush out all those toxins in our bodies. No matter what we're going through, what we're using, you always want to continue to flush your kidneys, and that's why water is so important. Okay, now when we're talking about the reproductive system, okay, a lot of us are dealing with inflammation in those particular parts. I'm going to just give you a few herbs for that. Two of them is blue cohosh and lady's mantle. But also too, I'll give you two more. Red clover is going to be very good for females, and saw palmetto berries are going to be very good for the male. And those two herbs you can use on a day-to-day basis. I would say use them as early as your teens, and make sure that you continue to work on your reproductive organs and reproductive system, especially for the men with dealing with prostate and all those types of things. Then saw palmetto is going to be very, very good for that. Give you very good healthy testes. For the female dealing with all kind of uterine and fibroid situations, then you definitely want to have that red clover in as a daily tea that you can take, daily herb that you are taking and consuming to make sure your menstrual flow is good, and make sure that you're not getting into any kind of premenstrual syndromes as far as cramping and all of those. The earlier you start, the better all your situations will be. Okay, so remember that the earlier you start, the better all your situations will be. And then again, if you're having any specific things, then you maybe can go to the blue cohosh and the lady's mantle and things of that nature. But continue to do your research on those things, and make sure that you consult a physician if you don't know what you're doing, and make sure that they get you the right stuff. Now, if you're dealing with muscles and bones inflammation, and this inflammation normally comes from overuse, right? We get knee pain, we get muscle spasms, we get, torn ligaments, we get, all these different things, torn tendons and all that. And that basically just come from overuse, okay? Just working out your hands a lot, you start getting hand cramps, you start getting carpal tunnel and all those types of things. And just basically because you're typing a lot, you're working out a lot, you're walking a lot, you're doing all these different things, and then the body can start running into what they call fatigue of the bones and fatigue of the muscles. And some of the herbs that you can use for that particular pain of overuse is birch, meadow sweet, white poplar. You can also use white willow bark, and you can also use black cohosh, bog bean, devil's claw for arthritic type of stuff. Feverfew is also good, and wild yam. So those are your herbs that you can really go to if you have any type of muscle and bone situations. Also know that for your bones, you also want to have a good content of magnesium and potassium and calcium in your body, and phosphorus and all those types of things. Those vitamins will keep your bones strong and keep you going. Also, too, magnesium will be very, very good for your muscles, and it'll keep down the muscle cramping and all of that. And if you're having too big of an issue with muscle cramping, try some cramp bark. Okay, cramp bark will be very good too for muscle cramping, menstrual cramping, and all those types of things. All right, now again, the nervous system, nerve inflammation. All right, a lot of people are starting to have nerve inflammation, whether it be sciatic nerve, or whether it be dealing with nerves in your leg, or dealing with nerves in your back, and all these particular things, and they just spaz out, and you start having these issues. Well, there are particular herbs that you can use to help soothe the nervine. That's what we call the nervine. All right, and to relax those nervines, you can use things like oats. All right, the herb called oats, a herb called valerian, and basically what they do is kind of give you a more of a smooth type of feeling, more relaxing. Okay, relaxing the muscles, relaxing the nerves, kind of, especially even when we're dealing with the anxiety and all those types of things, and we need to kind of calm and get some relaxing. Then these also are going to be very good. St. John's wort, which is recognized as the only anti-inflammatory that is effective on nerve tissue, will help recover damaged nerves. So now let's say if you damage the nerve, then St. John's wort is going to be very good for that. But let's just say you're just having these particular flare-ups all the time and you just don't know what to do, then try oats and try valerian. Okay, those are going to be your go-to anti-inflammatory herbs. All right, now if you need herbs for pain relievers, you got stuff like St. John's wort again. You got valerian, you got Jamaican dogwood is going to be very good. You can use those for that. To stimulate your circulatory system, again, I always say consult your physician, but if you want to stimulate the blood flow, stimulate the blood vessels, then you can always do things like cayenne pepper, ginger would do the work, poke root, prickly ash, rosemary is very good for stimulating the circulatory system. Okay, so if you like eating rosemary, then just stick to it. It'll be very good for if you have any kind of cardiovascular situations. Okay, for digestive tonic, you can do things like golden seal, gentian, wormwood, and yarrow. Now, wormwood is very good for parasites. If you're dealing with any type of parasitic things in the digestive tract that you don't know about, you may want to try wormwood. Okay, and it's very, it will definitely get it out. If you need things for constipation, then you can do cascada sagrada, or you can do senna. All right, the herb called senna, and that's a mild laxative. Cascada sagrada is a little bit more, give you a little bit more oomph, but it'll definitely help you out if you're dealing with constipation. For diuretics, meaning that you want to promote urinary flow, you can do stuff like bearberry, bone set. Bone set is also good for the bones. You can do stuff like celery seed, dandelion leaf, not the root, but the leaf is going to be good. Dandelion root is going to be good for the liver, detoxing the liver, as well as milk thistle. But for diuretics, you can also use parsley, yarrow, gravel root. If you need stimulating herbs, things that just will reduce the congestion and the inflammation and increase the circulation in your body, then you want to be looking at peppermint, again, wintergreen, essential oils, things of that nature that will get you through all of those things, man. And so those are just some of the things that I really wanted to go over in this video, kind of let you guys know about some of the anti-inflammatory herbs, as well as let you guys know that we're doing very, very well. And it's all because of you guys supporting the channel, supporting the movement. We're really not asking for a lot other than you guys to just take heed to the free herbal education that we're providing on this station. Go back through all of the herb of the day videos that we've been putting out so that you can get yourself familiar with nature and what God has put out here as herbal medicinal alternatives. All right, because like we said on most of our videos, that the future of healthcare is self-care. And so we're trying to promote that. If you guys are in the Atlanta area and you are chefs and you're looking for microgreens, we also do that too. So try some of our Love microgreens. If you need more information on that, hit us up at 678-670-6833, or you can email us at leafabiteessentials@gmail.com. If you guys are needing organic soaps and scrubs and all of the accessories that we're trying to bring as far as keeping you guys natural as possible and keeping you away from a lot of the chemicals and a lot of the dangers in our environment today, then go ahead and look at our website at www.leafvitaleessentials.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Leaf Vital Essentials INC, Facebook, Leaf Vital Essentials INC, and I'm always on Twitter at Love Herbman. We appreciate all of you guys, man, and we love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And until next time, peace. Yes, sir.